Meanwhile, there's some new concerns on the U.S. Gulf Coast because right now Tropical Storm Ian is strengthening in the Caribbean and is forecast to batter Florida as a major hurricane next week. NBC's Maggie Vespa is following Fiona for us in Halifax, and we welcome you, Maggie, but we're going to begin with you, meteorologist Bill Karen. So tell us about the concern now growing over this Tropical Storm Ian. What's the latest on that, Bill?
Alex, there has been a lot of changes overnight and even this morning. The biggest thing is that we were mostly focused the last couple of days on the Florida Peninsula. So that's pretty much talking about the area that goes north to south and not so much the Panhandle. And now that appears to be switching. We're trending west with the storm. So let me give you the latest from the Hurricane Center. It's still a tropical storm, but it's only going to grow from here. It probably has about 3-4 days to get stronger and stronger and stronger over very warm water. It may weaken a little bit before it makes landfall sometime Wednesday time frame, maybe Thursday if it's up there in the Panhandle. So again, right now it's just about south of Jamaica, not really affecting any land areas. So let me take you out through the next 2 days. The Hurricane Center tomorrow does strengthen it pretty rapidly. By the time we get to Monday morning, up to a Category 2 hurricane, approaching western Cuba or maybe even near Cancun or Cozumel sometime Tuesday morning as a Category 3. So that brings it up to a major hurricane status. You notice that cone of uncertainty. Don't focus so much on that center line. What has changed dramatically in the last 24 hours is Miami is no longer in that cone of uncertainty. Much of the Florida Keys, who yesterday were expecting to get hit with the brunt of the storm, is almost out of the cone. In the same breath, the cone is now shifted. It includes Tallahassee, it includes Panama City, and I wouldn't doubt if later today that cone shifts over and includes areas like Pensacola because the trend has been to the west. So let me show you some examples of this. And we do think it will be approaching land at least Category 2 to Category 4. So somewhere in a very serious category. It's too early to tell for intensification. We're still 4 days away. The current path is shown with the black line there from the Hurricane Center, and that would, of course, bring tropical storm force winds all to the western half of Florida. But I still think this is going to shift more to the west, and that would take some of those stronger winds away from Miami, West Palm Beach, Fort Pierce, Jupiter, Melbourne area, all the way up through the Space Coast. So again, still a lot to be decided. This was last night's runs of our computers. The Euro had it right over Central Florida. The American GFS model was off the coast. Since then, the new American model's just on its way in right now, and it is much further to the west, more heading up towards Pensacola or Panama City. We'll wait and see. The new Euro model doesn't come in for another about 2 hours, and we'll see if that also shifts west. A lot of our computer lines have shifted west, too. Notice all those lines now trending towards what we call the Big Bend area of Florida, near Apalachicola to Tallahassee, where some of those other ones are from Tampa. So it's good news for some, Alex. The people in Miami are saying, okay, this is better for us in South Florida. But everyone on the west coast of Florida and now up through the Panhandle is like, oh, boy. Here we go again. The Panhandle's been nailed so many times in the last couple of years.
And you make a good point about the Space Coast, if you will. NASA has canceled in a preemptive measure that Tuesday scheduled launch of the rocket just in case, keeping an eye on that. Thank you, Bill.